Hello everyone, welcome to Honnare's Arts and Lifestyle channel. Many of you have been requesting me that you want to know on how to celebrate Varamahalakshmi festival and what is Varamahalakshmi Vratam, and that is why I thought I'll make this video. So all those people who are staying in South India, they definitely know about this particular Vratam and how to celebrate it, but I'm getting requests from many of the North Indians and people from Kerala, Maharashtra and so on who also want to celebrate Varamahalakshmi Vratam, and they have been requesting me to share the rituals with them. So in case if you don't know about Varamahalakshmi Vratam and if you also want to celebrate, then please do watch this video till the end. And please note that the rituals that we follow will vary from family to family and from region to region. So whatever rituals I'm telling you in this video is what is being followed in my family for many years. So don't miss to watch this video till the end. Now without wasting much time, let us go ahead and understand what is Varamahalakshmi Vrata. Varamahalakshmi Vrata is a festival of goddess Lakshmi. Varamahalakshmi is the one who grants boons, also called as Vara. It is an important puja performed by many women in the states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The Hindu festival going by the name Varamahalakshmi Vrata is celebrated on the second Friday or the Friday before the day of the full moon, Purnima, in the month of Shravana, which corresponds to the Georgian months of July to August. Varamahalakshmi Vrata is performed by women for their own well-being and that of all their family members. It is believed that worshipping goddess Varamahalakshmi on this day is equivalent to worshipping Ashtalakshmi, the 8 goddess of wealth, earth, wisdom, love, fame, peace, contentment and strength. So in case if you also want to know the story behind Varamahalakshmi Vratam and who is Varalakshmi, then there is already a video in my YouTube channel called as Adi Lakshmi or Varalakshmi, wherein I have also shown how to do an alankaram for a Lakshmi Vigraha in case if it is there at your home, and I have also explained on why do we have Ashtalakshmi and what is the story behind Varalakshmi and why do we celebrate this festival. So please do not miss to watch this video. Now coming to the rituals, the first and the foremost thing is that you will have to wipe the floor and put the rangoli in the puja room. The next step will be Kalasha Sthapana, wherein you are going to have a pita or a small stool on top of which you are going to keep a plate which is filled with rice, and on top of this rice you will be keeping a kalash. Now there are various ways in which you can fill the kalash. The first and the foremost thing and the most auspicious thing is filling the kalash with water. And the second is filling the kalash with rice, and the third option is filling the kalash with dry fruits. It is said that Lakshmi loves dry fruits, and that is why many people they actually fill the kalash with dry fruits for Varamahalakshmi festival. But the most standard rituals being followed in any of the temples is by filling the kalash with water. Now there are many people who are going to keep 2 kalash, one kalash on top of the other, because keeping kalash with 2 hands and 2 legs has become very popular these days, and to get the shape of a body it is required to keep 2 kalash one on top of the other. In such a case, rather than keeping a plate filled with rice, the lower kalash will be filled with rice and the upper kalash will be filled with water or with dry fruits. Now just in case if you are going to fill the kalash with water, then there are certain items which needs to be added into this water in very small quantities. And this is what is exactly followed in the temples by the priests, and it is considered very auspicious. So the items to add inside the water for kalash is ghee, milk, curd, gomutra, honey, vibhuti, kumkum, turmeric and akshate. Akshate is rice mixed with turmeric. Either you can use oil, ghee or water to mix it. Now just in case if you are going to fill the kalash with rice and dry fruits, or even in case if you have filled it with water, that doesn't matter. There are certain items which is very favorite for Lakshmi and that needs to be kept along with it. So in case if you have kept the kalash with water, then you can just put all of these items in a plastic cover and you can place this plastic cover on the plate filled with rice. Or otherwise, in case if the kalash is filled with rice and dry fruits, then you can put all of these items in a plastic cover and put the plastic cover inside the kalash itself. So the different items to be kept along with kalash are something like this. Betel nut. The betel nut which is broken into two, we call it as batladke in Kannada. So you have to keep 2 of these betel nuts. In case if you are not able to get this kind of a betel nut, you can keep the whole betel nuts also. Then lotus seeds, that is 6 in number. Gomati chakra, again 6 in number. Then shells like this, we also call this as kavade in Kannada, that is also 6 in number. Then kasturi turmeric, 1 piece. 1 silver coin. Then cloves, again this is 6 in number. Along with all of these items, there is something else also which is available in the puja stores. And the name of that is Karimane Bichole in Kannada. We also call this Karimane Bichole as Sumangali set. So this single packet actually consists of a small mirror, a small comb, kajal, kumkum and turmeric, small black bangles, and small black beads mala. We call this as Karimani Sara in Kannada. Now, once the kalash is ready, the next step is to put leaves inside the kalash. So the leaves that we need to put are either mango leaves or betel leaves. So irrespective of which leaves you choose, the number of leaves that you can keep inside the kalash are either 3 or 5 or 7. You can also keep both the leaves together, but keeping mango leaves is considered the most auspicious one. Now, after keeping the leaves, the next step is to keep the coconut. Ideally, it is not mandatory to keep coconut in a kalash, but especially for Varamahalakshmi festival, it is kind of mandatory to keep coconut. And along with that, some people will also be tying a Lakshmi face to the coconut. So keeping a Lakshmi face is optional, and some people usually keep it because it looks nice and it actually gives the feeling as if Goddess Lakshmi is sitting inside the kalash. But in case if you don't have a Lakshmi face, that is still fine. There are many videos in the YouTube wherein they actually decorate the coconut using turmeric and kumkum, and that also looks very, very pretty. So you can also do that. Now, one more mandatory thing when it comes to Varamahalakshmi festival is draping sari to the kalash. So traditionally, a real sari will be purchased for Varamahalakshmi festival and it will be offered to Lakshmi by draping it to the kalash. Now the way in which you drape the sari to the kalash is totally optional. Like either you can tie it to the kalash or you can tie it in such a way that you can fix 2 hands and 2 legs and make it look as if Lakshmi is really sitting in your puja room. Or you can even fold the sari and you can just keep it next to the kalash just in case if you are not well or there is an emergency in your house and you don't have time to drape the sari. That should also do. But keeping a sari is a must for Varamahalakshmi festival. And not just that, keeping 2 banana plants at each side of your puja room or at each side of the kalash for the Lakshmi is also mandatory for Varamahalakshmi festival. And additionally, before starting any of the festival, it is mandatory to worship Lord Ganesha. And over here, turmeric Ganesh is considered the most auspicious form of Ganesh. So there are many videos on YouTube where they explain to you on how to make a turmeric Ganesh. In case if you don't have time and if you're not artistic and if you don't know how to make it and you don't have patience to do it, then all you need to do is just mix turmeric with water and roll it into a ball and turn it into a conical shape and just place that Ganesh on a betel leaf with a coin on top of it. So keep a betel leaf and on top of it place a 1 rupee coin, and on top of the coin you just need to place this turmeric Ganesh. And in case if there is a possibility of getting garke near your house, that is a sacred grass which is actually offered for Ganesh, you can just pluck a few of them, wash it, and then you can fix it at the head of Ganesh. So even that can be done. So now coming to the puja, the first and the foremost thing for you to do is lighting the diya and worshipping the diya. So for worshipping diya, again you will be offering vibhuti in case if you have it, or otherwise just turmeric and kumkum should be fine. Offer flowers and do agarbatti aarati. So the camphor aarati and ghee aarati and all, we are going to do it at the very end of the puja. It is not necessary to do it right now. After diya is worshipped, the next step is to worship turmeric Ganesh. So again for worshipping Ganesh, keep vibhuti, sandalwood paste and akshate, offer flowers and do agarbatti aarati. Now once this is done, the next step is to do kalasha ahvahane. This is where we are inviting goddess Lakshmi to come and sit in the kalash so that we can worship her throughout the day. And for this, just take little bit of akshate in your hand and start putting akshate on top of the kalash 3 times, and each time you are putting akshate on top of the kalash, you will have to call out the name of the god or the goddess you want to invite to sit in that kalash. For example, over here we are doing ahvahane for Varalakshmi. So whenever you are putting akshate for 3 times, say Varalakshmi, Varalakshmi, Varalakshmi and offer the akshata. So once kalash ahvahane is done, the next one is doing puja for the kalash. For doing the puja, you need to offer vibhuti, kumkum, turmeric and flowers and do arati. Now it is optional. Some people, whoever are able to afford, they will be putting gold jewelry also for the kalash. In case if you have, you can offer gold jewelry and gold Mangal Sutra. And for all those people who are not able to afford it, you can also just put turmeric Mangal Sutra. So for many of these things that I'm going to tell you in this video, I'll be releasing short videos on how to do each one of these items sitting right at your home and how simple it is to do. So some of these upcoming videos is going to be threshold puja. That is the puja that we are going to do for the main door threshold. Okay, and this is very much important for Varamahalakshmi festival as well. So I'm going to release a video on that. I'm also going to release a video on how to make turmeric Mangal Sutra. And also there is a very special kind of arati which is red water arati. We also call this as Ratna Neeru in Kannada. So I will also be releasing a video wherein I teach you on how to make this Ratna Neeru and you can just make it sitting right at your home. And there is also something called as Kankana. It is also called as Rakshai or Sharadu, which is a sacred thread which will be worn on the wrists of women after doing the puja. So how to do this Kankana is also something that I will be showing you in my upcoming videos. Now once the puja of the kalash is completed, then you can go ahead and do the rest of the puja in your puja room. So in your puja room, you may be having various other god and goddess, and you may also be doing abhishekam for some small idols and all. So you can just carry on your day-to-day puja as you have been doing all these days. And once all of that is completed, that is when you can go ahead and do Lakshmi idol abhishekam, just in case you have got a Lakshmi idol. For all those people who don't have an idol, you don't have to worry about it. So go ahead and do Lakshmi idol abhishekam, and the process to be followed and the items to be offered for this abhishekam is going to be exactly the same as that I have offered for Durga abhishekam in my Navratri video. So this is the video which is there in my YouTube channel. If you have not watched it, please go and watch it because it is done in very great detail. And it is the same set of items and the same sequence that you will have to follow even for Lakshmi Abhishekam. So once the Abhishekam is completed, wipe and clean the idol or the Vigraham and then do the Alankaram. Now for doing Alankaram, there are various ways in which the Alankaram can be done. You can again drape a sari for Kalash, a very small sari, or you can decorate her with jewels, or you can even decorate her with flowers. So there are many people who will not be able to afford clothes or jewelry for her. So for all of you, what you can actually do is you can even use a blouse piece, something which you can get in 60 rupees or 80 rupees or even 100 rupees. Even that can actually be used for draping sari for a idol. There are many videos in my YouTube channel where I have shown on how to drape a sari using a blouse piece. So you can go ahead and watch them and use the same technique for draping sari for Lakshmi festival also. And for all those people who do not have a blouse piece also, you can use flowers to decorate the idol and that itself will do. And once Alankaram is completed, then you can do the puja to the idol. like offer vibhuti, kumkum, turmeric and flowers and all, and then you can do the arati. Now when you are doing arati, you can do both agarbatti arati as well as turmeric arati, and in case if you have got ghee arati, you can offer ghee arati also. So after all these things are completed, then you can do kumkumarchane. Now again, doing a kumkumarchane is going to be optional for Varamahalakshmi festival. Those of you who have got Lakshmi idol, you can do kumkumarchane. And the way in which you have to do kumkumarchane is explained in great detail in Chaitra Navratri video. So please do not miss to watch that video in case if you want to learn how to do this kumkumarchane. It is considered that red is a favorite color for Lakshmi, and 99% of the time when Lakshmi is being draped in a sari, it is the red color that people choose. Now coming to the flowers that can be offered for Lakshmi. These flowers have to be either red in color or scented. Like for example, lotus is the most favorite flower for Lakshmi, or otherwise you can even offer her jasmine or rose or davana leaves, which look something like this. Now when it comes to Naivedya that needs to be offered for Lakshmi, there is a South Indian sweet which is called as holige. It is called as holige in Kannada. It is made out of tur dal, and this sweet is considered to be favorite for Varamahalakshmi festival. Or otherwise, alternately, you can also do sajjige, which is a very quick and easy naivedyam that can be done. There is already a video in my YouTube channel on how to do this sajjige as a naivedyam for any god or goddess. So you can just follow the same recipe and make this naivedyam and offer it to her. Now, after completing all the puja, the next thing is that all the women and girls in the family, they will have to wear kankana on their hand. Kankana is actually a thread which is colored yellow with turmeric, and it will be tied to a flower, especially a marigold flower, and it will actually be worshipped before tying it to our hands. So you will have to offer kumkum and turmeric to it and do agarbatti arati to that kankana, and then the eldest members of the family will be tying kankana to the younger people, and once the younger people have got kankana tied to their hand, then they will be tying kankana to their elders. This is known to signify protection. One of the famous rituals or practice which is being followed for Varamahalakshmi festival is offering kumkum to married women, which are usually in the numbers of 3, 5 or 7 or 9. So what usually happens during Varamahalakshmi festival is that we invite all our friends, whoever we know in our street or in our community or in our apartment, let's say, and we invite them to come to our house and to take the blessings of Varamahalakshmi and to take kumkum and turmeric from our house. Towards the end of the day, we also do something called as Ratna Neeru Arati. This is the arati where we keep small ghee lamps inside a red colored water. The reason why we want to do this kind of a arati is because we want to remove all the bad eyes which has fallen on the god or the goddess. Like for example, they say nazar lagna, okay? So all that buri nazar and all, we want to remove it, and that is the reason why we are going to do this Ratna Arati for any god or goddess. So again, I'll be doing another video to tell you on how to do this Ratna Neeru Arati. And usually for Varamahalakshmi festival, Lakshmi will be kept in the house only for one day. That is, you will be preparing the kalash and everything and keeping it ready on the previous night. The next day morning, during Varamahalakshmi festival, that day you are going to do the puja in the morning, and in the evening you will have to do the arati and shake the kalash so that you can remove the kalash or dismantle it on the next day. But there are some people who would like to keep Lakshmi in their houses for a few more days. So the number of days usually for which Lakshmi will be kept in our houses will be either 3 days or 5 days or 7 days or 9 days and so on. So in case if you are keeping her in your house for more than one day, then please to ask a priest for an appropriate time to dismantle the kalash. So before you dismantle the kalash, you will have to do a puja for the kalash, like offer kumkum, turmeric, flower, akshati, and do arati. And only after all these things are finished, you will have to shake the kalash. Don't remove the kalash on the same day, because Varamahalakshmi festival is going to come on a Friday and you should not be removing or dismantling the kalash on Fridays. That is why all you need to do is just shake the kalash from left to right or just move the position a little. Don't remove the coconut or the leaves or anything and leave it over there. And the next day you can dismantle the kalash and you can remove all the alankaram. So this completes the rituals for Varamahalakshmi festival. I hope you all have liked this video. If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click on the bell icon to get automatic notifications every time I release a new video. Thank you.